Hey guys, the section of Violence here. Let's get through UFC Fight Night, Sandhagen versus Vera. We have a fun card for you. Um, we have Haley Cowan versus Tamiris Vidal. Uh, Haley Cowan. Hmm. I really like Haley Cowan's cage control. I think she has some good Muay Thai fundamentals. I really like her elbows in the clinch. She's strong, really strong, a lot stronger. She's a much better athlete. I also believe she's faced tougher competition. If we go through Tamiris Vidal's record, she beat, you know, not too high level Ramona Pascual. Nothing against Ramona, she's just not the highest of level. She beat Quella Braga with a heel hook. She'll do some funny things. So that's the only worry here is a potential submission. So if you're gonna fade Cowan, I would probably play the finish prop just because I don't see her winning a decision. It's I'm probably gonna play if I was not on Cowan, I would probably play Cowan decision and then Vidal by sub. But yeah, I really like this fight. I think it's gonna be an interesting fight. Um, Haley Cowan has faced a much better row of girls. I believe that last girl she fought, Lete, was a much better opponent. Um, I think she's gonna win this fight. She has some fights earlier in her career that worry me, but I think those fights are long behind her. So um, yeah, I'm gonna go with Haley Cowan here. I have a decent sized bet play on her. I think she will win convincingly here. Moving on, we have Benicia Salvador versus Victor Altamirano. Um, Benicia Salvador is a really good fighter. Um, and Victor Altamirano is also a really good fighter, I'd say. Victor is very, very active, whereas Vinicius is more accurate. I believe Vinicius is very dangerous. He's very powerful. He has really good cardio too. Um, the thing with him is he's been finished by Jafel Filo, which isn't good. And Jafel Filo is not the greatest of strikers. Um, yeah, I'm gonna have to go with Vic. It's a hard one for me. I really like Vinicius Salvador, but he just looks like he beat Shannon Ross, and then he beat a guy who's 0-0. I don't know really what to say about that. And this Tarzino Gomez guy, like another 0-0 guy, like I don't know what to do with this. All I know is he trains at Amanda Ribas gym, and he beat Shannon Ross pretty impressively. But that's Shannon Ross. I don't know what to do with that because Clayton Rodriguez made quick work of Shannon Ross. So like I don't know what to, you know. But anyways, yeah, I didn't really get much into Victor. Victor is, on the other hand, is really, really. How do I say it? He is very, very aware of the fact that when he needs to win, turn on the gas. Like I believe he is very, very accurate with his shots. I believe he's not accurate, sorry. I believe he's very, very consistent with his shots. He does not go away. He beat he lost a close decision to Carlos Hernandez. Carlos Hernandez isn't really a bad fighter. He just lost. Yeah, he lost the decision to him. I think to be honest, yeah, don't worry about it. It's just the cleaning ladies cleaning the kitchen. Yeah, so I do think Daniel De Silva is a terrible win just because of it's Daniel De Silva, but this is a big step up for him. I'm very very torn on this fight. I'm gonna go with I'm gonna go with. Ah, man, this is a hard one for me because my heart's telling me Victor Altamirano, my brain's telling me Vinicius. I'm gonna go Victor Altamirano just because of the quality of competition. But I could be wrong, and could look really stupid on this. But I'm gonna go with Victor Altamirano. Moving on, we have Manuel Torres versus Trey Ogden. Another fight I've been really torn on. Manuel Torres. See, the thing with Manuel Torres is we haven't really got to see him past round one. And the guys he's fought on El Combate and UWC are less than desirable. Daniel Vega is in a terrible, is not a, yeah, he is, never mind. You know what I mean? Like, I can't really do much with this, you know? Like, uh, his wins, like, again, he's facing guys who aren't that great. And I get it, he is dangerous on the feet. He's very accurate, but, like, he trains at an Entron gym, I believe. I don't know what to do with this. Whereas Trey Ogden, at an underdog slot, I might have to take Trey Ogden just to see. But then you see him, he's lost to guys like Thomas Gifford. He's lost to Nick Brown's not a bad loss. The Jordan Levitt loss was one thing. And I can't count that Zell Hoover win because Zell Hoover wasn't that, oh my God, he was so good. I mean, he did have the takedown in the third. He had a good performance, I guess, but Zell Hoover, he just performed like shit, to be honest. I think this is a dog or pass situation. I want to just take this fight as a note-taking fight. And yeah, one second. Anyways, sorry. My OCD. My OCD's out of this world. Uh yeah, I do not know. I lean Torres, but uh I wouldn't be surprised if Trey Ogden wins this, you know? Betting wise, I think it's a dog or pass. Or Manuel Torres round one. I don't know. This is a weird one. But yeah, have fun with this one. This is the two fights I just talked about are probably gonna be note-taking fights. Moving on, we have CJ Vergara versus what? Oh, perfect. Never mind. CJ Vergara versus Daniel De Silva. Thought we didn't work. Thought it didn't even press record. I've done it before. CJ Vergara is going to clean Daniel De Silva's clock. Daniel Silva is a fraud. He is not good. He doesn't belong in the UFC. He isn't good at all. He makes guys who aren't good look good. And I'm not saying Victor Altamirano is bad or Molina, but Figueroa, he kind of gave him that. Nibar and the ground and pound loss. He just he just fights like an idiot. And I don't really rate him that highly. I don't know how he's still in the UFC. He'll take a free win. CJ Vergara, although he isn't the greatest world champion fighter, he is very, very consistent, and he should have beat guys like Ode Osborne. I think he should have lost the Clayton Rodriguez fight, but you know it is what it is. He beat Bruno Correa, which is a pretty good win. Jacob Silva isn't a bad win, but it's not the greatest. And then Tatsuya Taira, the loss is nothing to scoff at. So I think he wins this easily. This is one of my locks of the card. Yeah, I got CJ Vergara here. Moving on. Trevin Giles versus Preston Parsons. Preston Parsons, he's strong. I'll give him that. And he has good grappling or subpar grappling, pretty good grappling. If you can control Evan Alder and even do some work on him, I mean, Evan Alder, I can't remember if he fought up a weight class or not. If he did, then that might change my prediction. But I'm pretty sure Evan Alder, so he's a welterweight. What is he? Yeah, welterweight. Yeah, welterweight. Let's see what Evan Alder is. because he was, I think he's like lightweight. Okay, so that was a weight class above. Okay, so I don't know how to. That was a smaller guy, and he had to take him to a decision. D-Rod knocked his lights out. And he's not a great boxer. Giles is a lot more fundamental. He's a black belt in BJJ. You got to look at the guys who Giles is losing to. Giles is losing to Driscus Duplessis. No shame in there. He got too overzealous after, hurt. I think he hurt Duplessis. I can't remember. And then Morales, he got, it's Morales. He's really, really good. He lost to Mike Malott in a grappling tournament, but that's because Mike Malott's a really world class black belt. Um, and then he beat Luis Costa, which was a really ugly fight, and I really, really wish he finished Luis Costa. But Costa is a strong athlete who wants to win, and sometimes they can just, make it a fight. He beat Delidze, which aged well. Bevon Lewis, I rate Parsons wrestling more than Delidze, but I don't rate Parsons grappling more than Delidze. Like in total, I just rate Parsons control, which worries me in this fight because Giles does tend to stay on his back, but he has good jiu-jitsu, which so I don't worry about a finish in this fight. The only one who's gonna get finished here is Parsons. So the bet I lean here is Parsons by decision or Giles by KO. That's probably the play I would do, but the odds probably be crazy. So if not, you can't do that, then I would do my pick, which would be Trevin Giles. But I wouldn't do in the distance just because I think it's going to a decision. I think it's going to be, um, yeah, I think it's going to be Trevin Giles by decision. Just because I think Preston Parson isn't gonna. I don't think because Giles, I don't know, he lost his love for his boxing. He used to just love boxing, and then he would salute the crowd and everyone would get all hyped. He's a really good boxer, but then he just kind of stopped doing that as much, more counter striking, and like I don't know if he's not trying to get into wars anymore, or if he's just I don't know. All I know is I got Trevin Giles here, just being the better striker and the better grappler, I guess. Um, Moving on, we have Lucas Alexander versus Steven Peterson. Another fight I'm pretty confident in. I think Steven Peterson wins this all day. Lucas Alexander, he's all right on the feet. He's pretty crisp, I'd say, I guess. But like, when you're fighting a guy like Joanderson Brito, you like, like, let's see who the guys Brito beat are. Feely punches. He got clipped, and I get he. That's a good sign that maybe he can strike a little bit. But I don't know, man. Like obviously this isn't a hammer spot for me. That win on the Contender Series is just the guy that yeah, that's a good win looking back. So, it's oh sorry, that's the wrong guy. He beat yeah, okay. He lost to Brito, Kilborn, Ty Johnson. Like he hasn't beat really anybody. And I think Peterson is a really good fighter. Not really good fighter, but like he's a scrappy fighter. He's 19-10. But the guys he's lost to are decent fighters. Leandro Higo, a really good jiu-jitsu player. That was an LFA. Benito Lopez, split decision. He's not the greatest, but it is what it is. Brandon Davis, a gamer. Luis Pena, a very talented fighter. Alex Caceres, a gamer. I don't know how he's in the UFC with that record, to be honest, but it is what it is. Martin Bravo. I can't remember that win. Chase Hooper, that was a great win. Julian Arosa. I just think that one could have gone either way. I think he beats Lucas here just because of the fact that he doesn't stop coming at you. Could he get hurt by the striking of Lucas? Maybe. But I think he can mix in the grappling to scare Lucas. Lucas, I don't think does much. He has some decent jiu-jitsu, but I do think that Steve Peterson wins this fight. I would be shocked to see Peterson lose this fight, but I could see this being a wild back and forth fight that going, 3 rounds, and maybe it gets a little ugly or really ugly. I don't know. All I know is I like Peterson here, and I actually, the more I talked about it, the less I like it. I'm just gonna stay on to Peterson, but I'm not gonna bet him huge. And yeah. Let's go Peterson. I predict him by decision, and this is gonna be a fun fight. Moving on, we have Daniel Pineda versus Tucker Lutz. Tucker Lutz is a wrestler who has a purple belt mentality to never get too confident on the ground. Um, and yeah, he's beat good guys or decent guys. Like Kevin Aguilar isn't bad. Chase Gibson. Um, he's faced some decent guys. Pat Sabatini, that loss is nothing to scoff at. Daniel Pineda is just not going to be that guy to take him off his high horse right now. Uh, he's a don't get me wrong, he's decent, but I can't see him knocking him off. I can't see him knocking him off the high horse just because I don't think he's good enough. I think he is like one round. He has one round in him, and that's it. And you know, he you know he was on some roids, and now he's not. Dimitri Ivory, he's got some good wins. Herbert. I don't know how many times I said but Burns, Herbert Burns, elbows from the crucifix. Um, man, like these aren't great losses to have, especially round two, losing to Herbert Burns. Maybe just Herbert Burns quit later in his career, but I think this is a clear spot for Tucker Lentz. I think he wins this quite convincingly. I predict either a round three stoppage or, he wins a decision. I'm going with Tucker Lutz here. I think it's clear as day. Moving on, we have again, a closer fight. There's a lot of close fights on this card that I just want to take for notes. Chidi and Njokuani versus Albert Duraev. Um, Albert Duraev, man, I can't trust him. Like, I honestly, I don't know, man. Like, I love Albert. I think he's a great first round fighter, but I don't know. I don't think he's gonna be good enough here for Cheaty against Cheaty, but uh, this is hard because Cheaty doesn't have the greatest cardio and he accepts bottom sometimes. I'm gonna I'm I'm gonna lean Duraev just because of who he trains with, but Cheaty winning would not surprise me. So Duraev as a dog, I'm gonna have to take very small, but Cheaty by KO is probably the way to go. I just can't see another way for Cheaty to win. Maybe he catches him in a sub. I don't know. But I just think Cheaty's got this one. Or Duraev, not got this one. I think Duraev can win this. And I lead him like 51 or 55% because this isn't a confident prediction for me. I was torn and I had to wait for Santino DeFranco to come out with his podcast and, you know, give his speech about who he thinks is going to win. And he gave a lot of really good takes, and I'm going to have to stick with him for a few. But yeah, I love Duraev. I don't love Duraev. I love Duraev. Well, I love Duraev as like a fighter, how he tries and at least tries to win, but I don't love him as like he's going to be a champion, if you know what I mean. But anyways, it's gonna be a fun fight. I like both of these guys, so it's gonna be an interesting fight. Moving on, we have Manel Kape versus Alex Perez. Now, Alex Perez, this is pretty simple if you ask me. Like, Manel Kape is like a rising contender, not contender, sorry, a rising title challenger, and I just I can't see him. losing this one, let alone not getting him out of there in the first round. Look who's finishing Alex Perez in the first round. Figueroa, who's I guess he is very good. Um, but like Joseph Benavidez, like look at it. Like Manel Cap is 10 times the striker Benavidez is. Cap is going to hurt him, and he's going to get him out of there early. I just have no doubt in my mind that's going to happen. Unless Manel Cap just fights stupid. I can't see it any other way. He is finishing guys. Andre Patoja, that was his first fight in the UFC. He deserved to lose that fight. His grappling, wasn't there yet. His next fight, working with a different team. I can't remember a different team, but he was working with some different guys. He got better. Nicolau had trouble keeping him down. Everyone thought he won that fight. He got robbed there. And then Ode Osborne. Ode Osborne, flying knee. You know how many people are taking Ode Osborne to like close decisions that shouldn't be? I mean, like CJ Vergara, like Johnson, like these guys are cardio guys that he just beat. So it's like it's a little frustrating. But Ode Osborne, he got him out of there. Zalgas, look at the guys that Zalgas has taken to a decision. Jeff Molina, split decision. Charles Johnson, split decision. Amir Albazi, he lost a unanimous decision. Ravi and Paiva, like look at these guys, like he's losing. And then he's taking the guys like he's beating Tagir Ulanbekov, Tyson Nam. Like he's beating guys that are pretty good. Is this the guy that the Cage Warriors champ? Yeah, it is the Cage Warriors champ. Like he's beat good guys. Um, the thing with this though, I I worry that maybe Alex comes back a transformed version of himself. I just can't see it. How old is he again? He can't be too old. 31. So, he could come back and surprise me, but I'm not leaning, so I'm heavily on Cap here. I love Cap here. Moving on. Macy Barber versus Andrea Lee. Andrea Lee is a crafty jiu-jitsu player, who's one of those point strikers who can be effective, like has some decent striking, where it can hurt her opponent. But for the most part, she she's beat girls who aren't the greatest, like Antonina Shevchenko. Uh, sorry, 1 second. Ugh. Hello. Awesome.
How much is how made
So
making a pay?
I don't know, like what was it or something like that.
Oh, I charge 30 an hour.
Okay, awesome. Well,
Do you
yeah,
do you want my number?
yeah, for sure,
Please?
for sure.
And don't tell how to make because we'll get in trouble.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Just let them know that it's too much for you or whatever.
Yeah, for sure. Take it you ran out of time.
Okay.
Take it you ran out of time.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's okay.
Till 5. Yeah.
Hey, brother.
I got hours. Yeah.
Awesome, thank you. Yeah. Oh, my apologies.
Have a good day.
Holy. Okay, let's get this back on track. Holy. Okay. So, guys, I'm going to get right into this. We had Andrea Lee. I think she's going to win this. Yeah, I'm just joking. She's beat girls off of the fact that they have no cardio. And the fact that she doesn't have great cardio either. Uh, beating losing to Viviana Araujo is a perfect example. She's with Araujo losing to cardio and her grappling, like her wrestling. But yeah, look at the girls she's beating. Like Miranda Maverick, she beat, even though she lost that fight. Montana De La Rosa, Jessica Eye, all grapplers. I think Andrea Lee loses this fight and quits on herself like she always seems to. I like Macy Barber here a lot. She's let me down before, but that's only out of fluke incidents where she tore her ACL. I got it, Macy Barber here all day. Moving on though, I got her by decision. Moving on, we have Austin Lingo versus Nate Landwehr. Austin Lingo is also one of those guys that just doesn't go away. There's a lot of Fortis guys fighting on this card. He's beat a lot of guys who aren't great. That Yusuf Zalal loss was pretty good example how he's not very talented, but he can just push the pace and beat guys who aren't very you know who don't have a lot of heart. And like these guys are perfect examples. No offense, but it's kind of true. And you're facing Nate the Train. I can't fade Nate the Train here. I want to so bad. I want to take the dog money, but ouch. I mean, Onam is nothing really special with his cardio. But he has really good power, and he could deal with Onama's power. He broke Ludovit Klein. I'm not saying he's gonna break Lingo, but I think he's gonna just outpace Lingo. Maybe he loses this fight. I don't know, but I don't love him, but I like him here. I think he wins. I think Landwehr wins this by unanimous decision. I think Lingo just makes it, I think Lingo is, other than two knees, he's eight. He's done pretty well. He's had the hard road fighting Russians. I think, you know, look at the guys that he's fought compared to the guys Landwehr's fought. I just think Landwehr wins this fight. And the only time he has fought someone decent, he loses. Anyways, I got Landwehr here. This is I'm trying to speed it up because I had to just run out for a second. But yeah, we have Yana Santos versus Holy, the Preacher's Daughter, Holm. Follow the script, boys. It's the Preacher's Daughter's night. They put what's her name, Haley Cowan and Holly Holm on the same card for a reason. Yana Santos is coming back from a baby. She was Yana Kuditskaya, now Yana Santos, the wife of Thiago Santos. I do think Yana Santos is not a great fighter. She pushes the pace and can like she's beat girls who are pretty good, like Ketlin Vieira, but it's because she works hard when they won't. And Julia Storolenko is not good. Marion Renault on her way out. Lena Landsberg not good. Like the guy Yanawu like not good, and like she lost to Tanya Evinger by rear naked choke. That should be all you need to know. I think Holly Holm beats her every single day and on Christmas. I think Holly Holm is just a much better fighter, even at her age. I think Holly Holm gets this done by unanimous decision, and the preacher's daughter parlay comes through. I can't parlay her because how much I have on Cowan, but I really suggest you guys to parlay the two. That would be a really fun parlay, the preacher's daughter parlay. But yeah, Gianna Santos versus Holly Holm. I got Holly Holm by unanimous decision. Moving on, we have the main event. We have Cheeto Vera versus Corey Sandhagen. I love Corey Sandhagen. I love Cheeto Vera, but I love Cheeto more. I want to ride with my heart, and my brain is getting torn because of my heart. My heart's telling me Cheeto, but my brain's kind of saying Corey. But Corey, man, he makes it too close. Like the Pirion loss, for example. Like Pirion, he's nothing that like he's very technical and he's good, but like he got outworked by Peter Yan, who, in my opinion, I mean, Marab's cardio is a little different, but like, I mean, it's not a terrible loss. Peter Yan's not a bad loss, but he got like, I don't know. I just think Marlon Vera is very, very good at just pressing you, And I think Corey gasses. In 5 rounds, it gives Cheeto a lot of time to catch his opponent. I think Cheeto Vera is going to. I think he's going to catch him at some point. And it's not so much that I think he's going to knock him out, it's the submission. I know he's worked on his submissions, and I have a gut feeling with him, with Corey, that like he's lost to TJ from grappling. I'm not saying Marlon's gonna wrestle. I just think he's with all the spinning he does. I can see Marlon getting a hold of him on his back, taking his back, and submitting him with a choke. I could see him getting hurt and shooting. I could see a lot of situations, and I see Marlon winning a lot of them. When someone's a better grappler and they're a threat on the feet, you gotta favor him. I know he should get outpointed, maybe, but I'm not banking on that in a 5 round fight. So Marlon Vera, I'm gonna go with Marlon Vera here. It's just, it's a better bet value. I'm going with Marlon Vera here, and also you can get the plus 3-5 to get Marlon Vera to win at least 2 of the rounds. And I don't doubt he'll get shut out. That'll be pretty depressing for me as a fan of his. But yeah, I love Marlon Vera. I don't love him. I like Marlon Vera here. I think he wins this. He really, really works hard, and I just think that will. I mean, so does Corey, but I think it's Cheeto's time. He's very dangerous. He throws unorthodox stuff, and he's not. I just think he's meant to break the other person's will, and I just think Corey will break. He broke with Peter Yan, in my opinion, and he's gonna break again. But yeah, I'm gonna tell you guys my most confident predictions, most confident picks. Number one, I'd probably say, man, this is a little tricky because I'm gonna have to go with CJ Vergara. Number two would be Manel Kape, very close. Number two. Number three, I'm gonna have to go with Macy Barber, tied with I, I don't actually. Never mind. She's not tied with anyone. Four is gonna have to be. Actually, no. Macy's tied with Lutz. Four, I like Peterson, and I like Cowan. Number five, I like. Hmm, I like Holm. That's it. That's probably it for me. Anyways, guys, like, subscribe, you know the drill. I'll have more videos out as the week goes on. We have LFA, LFA, Fury FC, 1FC, PFL, and then on Saturday we have UFC. Really excited. My teammate's fighting next weekend. It's great times. Until next time, guys, though, I'm out.